Hey Sonny here. Today I want to continue on Shot in the Dark, and we're going to cover the verse, the clean part and the distortion part of the verse, plus the chorus. So let's get started. My guitar is tuned to half step down on all the strings. So basically you start from E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat. Those are the strings. So let's get started. Okay, so the beginning part, the clean part, goes like this. Now sometimes in live, J.K. Lee just let it rain out. First time, and then the second time it plays it, he'll maybe play something like this. Okay, so the basically it's a B minor suspended, with basically it's a second note. So what I'm playing is A2, D4, G4, and B2 with the index finger barring down, second fret. So the second fret of the B string right here, basically is a C sharp note, and basically is the second note of the B minor scale. That's why I get a suspended sound to it. That's what you do. You just play those notes. And the second pattern, you play the same thing just all the way down to the end. And you lift up your pinky, you play B2 and G2. And then you switch hand, you put your index finger, stays on the second fret, pinky on the 5th fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 4th fret on the G string. You can do like this. You can do you can play the last two, the open B and A string together. I'm sorry, the open B and high E string together, or you can just play the open high E string. And the last pattern. So you play this, no change in the position. You play A2, D5, G4, and then you move your index finger down the second fret of the B string. You play that second fret of B, and then you play G4, and then open E string, and then second fret of B. That's the pattern. So that's the clean part, and then there's a variation to it, which is this. That little pattern. So that variation, second fret of A string, and then play the second fret of the B string while your index finger is barring down. Hammer on, pull off a middle finger, and then 4th fret of G and 4th fret of D. E2, high E2, and then B2, B3, and then G4. So that's a variation to it. So the rhythm part after the clean part goes like this. What I'm doing is I play arpeggiated chords at the 5th position, D5 with my index, G7 with my ring finger and open B string, and then So it's playing G7, D5, and open B. play the 6th fret on the G, D5, open B, back to G7. And they play D4 and G7 together. And then move your hand down, index finger on the 2nd fret of A string, mute twice, and play D4 and G6 together. 2 more times on the 2nd fret on the A, and 4th fret of D and G. And then mute only 1 time on the A string, 2nd fret, and then D4 and G6 together. And then twice on the A2, and then 4th fret of D and G, twice on the A, and then you play again with the D4 and G6 with your pinky on the G6, pull off on G4. So there's a lot of stretch with the ring finger and the pinky. So we'll play slowly again, that part again. A variation of that would be, that's a variation, it plays like this. So the variation is that every time you mute on the 2nd fret, you play the lightly mute on the 2nd fret of the A, you only play twice every time. And then you add the 4th fret of G string and 5th fret of B string to it, between those chords. So you play the D4, G6, and then D4, G4. You play the variation, which is G4 and B5. But you play D4 and G6 again, and then D4 and G4. Hey, just one more thing I want to add is that the variation, basically the E chord at the D4 in the 5th position. Sometimes I see Jake Lee move his hand up and play the 9th fret of the D and G together instead of the D4 and G5 position. So sometimes he does that, just so you guys know. So that's a variation to it. So the whole thing slowly. Once you play the first time, the second time you go back and repeat the whole thing. That's when you go to you will and do a turnaround back to the B chord. The chord I'm playing here is the 2nd fret of E. And then use the index finger blocking the A string, so you completely muted the A string. And you play the 4th fret of D and the 6th fret of G string. So you hear the octave between the E2 and the D4 because the same note, just one note higher than the other one. It's the exact same note. But you're not hearing the A strings, that's why you kind of hear the octave in there with the 6th note added on G string. And it goes to the chorus. And then you play this open B chord with the added 2nd fret of E to it. Bar down all your index finger all the way down to the bottom on the 2nd fret, including the low E string, and then you still play the D4 and G4 with your ring finger and pinky finger. So what I do is that kind of mute the first note and you play D7 and G9 together, and then D7, G7. So, and then you play using middle and ring finger. Play the 7th fret of D and G, and you lift up your ring finger. You play D7 and G6. So far. You play this chord. Basically, I'm playing the kind of like the same shape on the B chord with the low E string 2nd fret edit. You play the same shape, but you play a 7th fret. Basically, you are playing E7, A7, D9, G9, and just play those 4 strings. Same chord shape, move down the 5th fret, and play that. And then same chord shape, the 2nd fret and the 3rd fret. So back to F sharp, B chord, and you play this 9th fret on the G string, pull off the 7th, and hammer on the 9th fret, and slide down. Basically, you're playing the D7, G9 together, slide up to D9 and G11. Back to the same chord again. And back to the main riff. Now that lick right there, you play the 9th fret, bend up, release, 2nd fret, 7 on the D, back to 6th fret on the G, and play the 7th fret on the D again, slide up to 9th fret. The variation to that is, once you play the 6th fret on the G, you hammer on and pull off a 9th fret. And it goes back to the time we play that. So what I do is I play a power chord of D7 and G9. Slide up to D9 and G11 twice. And play a D7, G9 again. And then D7, G7. Down up. Back to D7, G9. So slowly one more time. So that's the third leg to the part. That's pretty much the whole song, and then get to the solo. Cover the solo another time, but that's pretty much the the clean part and the rhythm part of the song for Shot in the Dark. And thanks for watching.